there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video I'll be discussing my thoughts on episodes 1 and 2 of the anime series Akuma no Riddle, or Riddle, Story of Devil. And I found this to be a really interesting 2 episodes opening this series with an overall intriguing sort of story arc going into it. Now we're mainly following around the character Azuma Takaku, who is an assassin, and in fact her entire fellow classmates in Class Black, I believe it's the 10th year sort of graduating class or whatever it is, for a sort of high school, that kind of situation, all of her fellow classmates are fellow assassins, with the exception, seemingly, of one of the students, which is actually all of their target. Everyone is going to be sort of competing against each other to take her life, and if they're able to do this within a certain time frame, they will get some sort of wish, whatever their most desire is, granted for them. Now, their target is Haru Ichinose, and she is a very vibrant, happy girl, but we find out through the course of these 2 episodes that she has physical scars which actually point to a sort of emotional level of scars going back to her family. She refers to her family as being a very big clan of people, and the majority of them, her father, her mother, her brothers, and so forth, her grandpa, have all died trying to keep her life safe, trying to preserve her life. And the question is, why? It seems like there are conflicting clans or some bigger picture where her death would answer a lot of prayers or would sway some, balance of power. Something more is going on. And so Takaku is a character who comes into the fray of this. In the first episode, we're really just sort of seeing that, this is the classroom as it's beginning. There's only a few of these other fellow assassin girls in the classroom as the episode unfolds. And as we get into the first half of the second episode, we're being debuted to a lot more fellow assassins. And I don't know if they all hail from different clans or whatever, but they all seem to have a stench. Maybe it's a stench of death that Takaku can pick up on. And she basically tells them pretty bold-facedly that, they stink whenever she encounters them. In the second episode, though, we actually have the first girl trying to get the better of Haru Isuke, who drugs her, under the guise of having some tea, hanging out in their sort of dorm room. Basically Takaku takes off, doesn't want any part of this, doesn't want to hang out and make friends with any of these other assassins, and this Isuke goes ahead and drugs Haru and basically starts disrobing her, gets a look at all of her scars, and she's astounded by it. It seems like Haru is semi-conscious, and she even admits later on, once Takaku comes back to save her, in a sense, that she was semi-conscious. She was aware of what was going on, but she has some kind of curse or blessing, whatever you want to say, over her head that will make killing her impossible. She really believes this. She believes, and she's always referring to herself in the third person, which is kind of odd. It's almost like, there's a psychological barrier she's created within her own mind to not have to face all of the negativity that has surrounded her, all of the death, the bloodshed. And it's interesting how some of the fellow assassins have referred to the situation as Haru herself has committed these acts and atrocities on her own family members, mowing them down, as the phrase is said. And it's really hard to know what exactly is going on. But I love, by the end of the second episode, Takaku has decided that she is going to be the one who stands up for Haru and protects her. There's this sort of secret meeting, midnight meeting, for the entire class and for the mission at hand, where they're giving out these little red sort of leaflets saying, you have to deliver these, and within 48 hours you have to kill Haru, and if you're successful, you win the day. And when Takaku shows up, she tears hers up right in front of the face of the assassin overseeing this, and she makes her proclamation, I am going to preserve Haru's life. You have to get through me if you want to try to take her down. Very bold is this proclamation, especially when you go back to the fact that we're seeing snippets here and there of sort of, I guess, a master or a boss. I'm not clear on his name yet. Gray hair, sunglasses, is always toying around with a set of dice, a black one and a white one, and he's challenging Takaku by sending her text messages. In the first episode, he sends her one asking, in this world you find blank, and she ends up asking Haru what the answer to that would be. Haru says forgiveness. So between the first and second episodes, we have Takaku sending that answer back to this guy, and it turns out that's the correct answer. But he suspects that this is not coming from Takaku herself, and he's talking to himself a lot about it's time for Takaku to wake up. It's time for her to let that feral beast inside her, that one with that almost supernatural sense of scent and smell, which, is in line with her talking about smelling death or whatever it is off all of these other assassins. And needs to wake up is what his, thing is about that. And amidst this, we're also getting interesting flashbacks that kind of sort of harken to what we're learning about Haru's family being killed. We see that, Takaku's mother is bringing her to a shrine amidst all of this smoke and ruin and seemingly dead bodies, and she's telling her to go to this shrine if she ever feels like she needs to kill again, and it'll stop her when she asks her mother what it would do to go there. And so, I don't know exactly what's going on. It seems like all of these girls were bred to be assassins from a very early age, and now we have one of them, Takaku, taking on the rest, or at least proclaiming she's ready to take on the rest to preserve Haru's life. So by the end of episode 2, I am thoroughly hooked. This series has its teeth firmly in my neck, and I can't wait to see where the story's going to go. I'm very curious to see if there are going to be battles between Takaku and the other assassins, and whether or not she's going to pick them off like flies, or they're all going to try to gang attack her kind of thing, and whether or not she's going to be able to save Haru, and what exactly it is that is going on with both of their pasts. Are they related? Are they intertwined? Are they just two ships passing in the night and becoming friends, and in this case a protector to an innocent victim? And is Haru in fact an innocent victim? Could she be an assassin well and true like all of the rest of the girls, just having this psychological sort of buffer that isn't showing it at present? So yeah, otherwise that'll be pretty much it for me on this. I hope this video finds you well, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.